Next to take the stage in our last but most certainly not least category, are finalists in health and nutrition. Humanity needs great thinkers to lead the charge in creating products and services that support wellness and uses technology to improve the quality of life of others. The 2014 finalists developed the following health and nutrition products and solutions. They are as follows: a device to reduce essential hand tremors, a bracelet to help autistic children better integrate with their peers in society, a microchip sensor to monitor blood glucose levels, and apps to improve food security and personal nutrition, and an app that helps grocery shoppers identify foods that present personal health risks, so it's customizable. The outstanding judges for this session include Richard Black, Vice President of Global Nutrition for PepsiCo, Christian Westby from NASA, Jerry Baker with Sigma Psi, and Jennifer Morgan from NASA's Nutritional Biochemistry Laboratory at the Biomedical Research and Environmental Sciences Division. We are going to start today with Spire. Excuse me, Spire from North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics in Durham, North Carolina. Let's make them feel very welcome. Good job, yes, woo!
And this one goes
over here. And who takes the clicker?
I got this.
All right.
Actually, you got this. Thank you. Hello? All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Hannah Sloan.
I'm Jennifer Wu.
I'm Shraddha Rathod. I'm Mona Amin.
And I'm Gabrielle Beaudry. And we're here today to present to you our product, Spire. The idea for Spire originated from a problem in food wastage we notice in our surrounding community. Our state of North Carolina is set to decrease totally exhaust its landfill space capacity in the next 10 years, contributing over 2 billion pounds of food waste to this mix in 2012 alone. This food waste then goes to landfills, where it makes up an estimated 20% of all landfill methane emissions. This can have severe environmental ramifications, given methane's potence as a greenhouse gas. On the flip side of things, our state provides a way to see problems that are prevalent nationwide. It ranks among top in the nation in terms of both childhood obesity and percentage of citizens experiencing food shortages. Clearly, there's a gap here in effective food distribution that we're hoping to close by targeting food wastage. Let's take Sad Susan for an example. Susan is an environmentally aware, health-conscious student who's operating on a low budget. She's frustrated because recently she's had to throw away raspberries, blueberries, yogurt, and other dairy and perishable food items because it's difficult to keep track of expiration dates in her busy schedule. She's not the only one who experiences this problem. In fact, grocery stores experience this problem on a much bigger level, throwing away an approximated $2,300 of food every single day.
So the solution we present is that of Spire, a multifaceted notification system. So how it works is grocery stores, while walking through aisles in their store, take note of produce that needs to be marked down because they're almost expired. They then upload this information to our product, Spire, which sends these notifications to consumers like Susan, who are now happy and satisfied because they can come in store to take advantage of these deals. Our solution has multiple benefits. For stores, we help them recover the revenue that they would otherwise lose since they have to throw away these foods, and turns this into revenue on their balance sheets. For users, we make healthy, nutritious foods more affordable for them. This is important especially for low-income families who often face the biggest problems in terms of nutrition, leading to illnesses such as obesity and diabetes. And for the environment, since we reduce the amount of food waste that ends up in landfills, we also reduce methane emissions, conserve landfill space, as well as conserve resources that go into food production as well.
Spire connects grocers and consumers by relaying information on markdowns on perishable goods through mobile notification. For smartphone users, this information is compiled onto a running newsfeed for consumer convenience. For non-smartphone users, this information is relayed via text message. This information is also available throughout the web. In addition, we have an expiration date calendar available on our application. Therefore, users can update any purchases that they made and make sure that they consume it before they have to throw it away. This makes a sort of personal pantry inventory. Also, our product goes hand in hand with local rewards programs at grocery stores such as MVP and Vic. Therefore, users of Spire can sign up for these notifications as they commit to such loyalty programs.
Part of the revenue generated by Spire will be donated to local organizations that support healthy living and hunger awareness. We hope to increase community outreach and social standing, and in doing so, increase store traffic for our provider locations. Some of our competitors include weekly deals and websites such as The Grocery Game and MyGroceryDeals.com. With weekly deals, consumers must spend hours searching for the best deal within their area. The websites are more efficient because they compile weekly deals based upon zip code location. However, neither of our competitors capitalize on the markdowns that occur in the grocery store every single day.
As far as unique features go, Spire updates with daily discounts. It is customizable to user location with the zip code entry, and in the spirit of availability, our mobile application is free to all users. Overall, Spire far outweighs its competitors in practicality. So far, we have created a proof of concept, a Facebook page. Over the past few months, our group has taken turns frequenting local grocery stores and updating the page with discounts. We've asked our community members and peers to like the updates when they use them so that we can gauge interest in our product. Over the first few days our product proof of concept was available, it gained this number of likes, and it has grown since we've submitted this presentation.
We've also taken this idea to the University of North Carolina's undergraduate social entrepreneurship competition, where we came away with a first prize and great encouragement from the general audience. This put us in contact with a prominent businessman in the North Carolina area who works in the restaurant industry. He's allowing us to have access to restaurant data in order to prove our technology in a similar sphere of influence, which we're hoping to complete by the end of this summer. We're primarily looking for capital to develop the front end and back end framework of our application and to market our ideas in surrounding areas in order to promote healthy and sustainable communities for all. So remember, don't perspire over what's expired, get Spire. Thank you. What?
Okay, I was thoroughly charmed. Let's give them one more big round of applause, please. Next to the stage, excuse me, I think I've been shaking too many hands. So next to the stage is IPAT from Shanghai American School in Shanghai, China. Welcome, Jim. Okay, y'all be careful you don't turn off the mic.
Testing.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Autism is more than just a spectral disorder to Team iPad. It's a name.
It's a face.
It's a loved one.
Autism is such a significant part of everyone's lives that the entire month of April is dedicated to not only raising awareness, but also helping these children. In the spirit of this, we would like to introduce Vibe, an innovative idea that will help have autistic children lead better lives.
Autism has serious social, communication, and behavioral impacts. In America, 1 in every 68 children is diagnosed with autism, which means that here today, it is most likely that many of you are either a parent, a friend, or just might have even known of at least one person with autism. It is the fastest growing developmental disability, and a majority of these autistic children do not graduate from high school. I would like to introduce you to 2 autistic children named Paige Ye and Yi Hun. They attend a local mainstream elementary school in Shanghai. In the classroom, they suffer serious difficulties that hinder their learning and make mainstreaming a difficulty. IPAT has been working personally with these 2 autistic children to help remedy their difficulties. Their responses have been very encouraging, and this is the power of Vibe. In the world, there are over 40 million people with autism, and this number is growing year by year. With a problem of this magnitude, the need for a solution is critical.
Currently, there are several existing solutions that attempt to remedy the problem of autism. However, none are quite up to the challenge. Current solutions fall under two main categories: pharmaceutical treatments and therapeutic treatments, both of which have significant flaws. Recently, a new philosophy, inclusion, otherwise known as mainstreaming, has become increasingly popular. Inclusion involves integrating autistic children into mainstream schools. This has a proven effect on the future success of an autistic child, as well as giving them many skills they will need in later life. However, the outbursts, stereotypy, and communication problems suffered by autistic children make this a difficult task. If an autistic child is successfully mainstreamed despite these difficulties, the effects are very positive. One example is Temple Grandin, who was diagnosed with autism at a very young age, but overcame these difficulties and is now a successful professor at the Colorado State University. She attributes her success to her experiences in a mainstream school. And she's not alone, as many other experts share the sentiment that inclusion is of the utmost importance.
There are many products on the market that attempt to solve the issues faced in mainstreaming, but are insufficient in doing so. Vibe's competition can be categorized into three sections. The first is full-body vests, like the smart vests. But autistic children already face social stigma, and adding these bulky vests would only exacerbate the issue. The second area of competition, communication apps and devices like the GoTalk devices, do not address the basic need of autistic children, which is calming outbursts. And finally, other vibration devices provide vibration stimulations as distractions, but are mostly toys or pillows limited to home use. There is not one single product on the market that incorporates the benefits from each of these areas in an affordable way. The ideal solution to solve the problem would address outbursts, communication would be discreet and autonomous. This is Vibe's goal, making mainstreaming possible through Vibe.
Vibe addresses all four of these issues. It delivers localized vibrations to address the outbursts, provides two-way communication between the child and the parent to address a communication disability, and is discrete and remotely controlled.
Autism, a disorder affecting 1 in every 68 children in America, 3.8 million people total in America, and over 40 million people worldwide.
Most of the autistic children get very distracted during class.
Mainstreaming these children is a challenge because they suffer from three key issues: outbursts, stereotypy, and communication.
They sometimes feel nervous with normal questions, especially when they ask very urgently.
iPad will address these issues with a discreet, affordable, and visually appealing product called Vibe. Team iPad has completed hundreds of hours of research to develop a product that will be accepted by and aid autistic children. We visited an elementary school called Chensu to demonstrate its function and prove its effectiveness. Vibe's wristband integrates a function of delivering vibrations. A RF signal will be sent from the monitor to the wristband, activating a localized vibration that will distract the distressed child. The guardian can adjust the intensity of the vibration via the monitor. When the child has a certain request, he or she can press that designated button, and a colored LED light that corresponds to the wristband will notify the guardian of the child's need.
We've seen the positive effect that Vibe has on these students. We enjoyed working with them, and we would like to share Vibe with the rest of the world. In comparison to our competitors, Vibe is affordably priced at $215 per unit. In addition, Vibe also incorporates more functionalities than these products, thus giving it a better value for money. In order to get Vibe into the hands of autistic children around the world, we've been updating and expanding our social networking impact through multiple channels. We have also been in communication with the Autism Speaks Foundation, which has expressed great confidence in both our mode of delivering vibration therapy and Vibe's communication aspects.
In summary, autism affects over 40 million people across the world, and their best option is mainstreaming. Vibe makes inclusion possible by alleviating their daily struggles, and we are committed to changing the lives of my cousins, Russell's neighbors, and his classmates, and the tens of millions of children worldwide. Thank you.
Let's give them one more round of applause. They handled that very well, I thought. Thank you. And next we are bringing to the stage Nutri Personal from William G. Inlow High School in Raleigh, North Carolina. Yes. Here you go.
Hey everyone, my name is Rishi, and these are my teammates, Swaytok, Gordon, and Peter. And we are proud to introduce you to our product, Nutri Personal, which is a smartphone application that helps grocery shoppers with certain medical conditions, food allergies, or dietary preferences make more informed decisions when buying food products.
So what is the problem? Let me introduce you to this family of 5, the Smiths family. So the dad has high cholesterol, the mom is vegan, the girl has juvenile diabetes, the boy has nut and fish allergies, and the baby is lactose intolerant. So when this family goes grocery shopping, there's no doubt that they're going to be spending lots and lots of time in the grocery aisle trying to find out what products are right for them. And the only way to go about doing this right now is by reading these small, tiny labels and correlating and understanding them. Now, this might not be so bad in some cases, but in other cases, products can contain derivatives of ingredients, which would mean that they would be made from the same ingredient that the user cannot consume, which would still harm the user. And furthermore, finally, pretzels, a product that we would never correlate with being unhealthy, could be unhealthy for the boy because it could be manufactured in a place with nuts.
The Smith family is not the only family affected by this problem. In just the United States, there are over 12 million vegetarians, over 15 million people with food allergies, and many more with diabetes and cholesterol problems. And what's even more important about this is that this number has actually increased from 2000 to 2014, as shown, and is projected to increase even more, therefore enlarging the problem in the future. As of now, we predict that there's at least 75 million people affected by this problem.
Now, so many people use smartphones nowadays, and wouldn't it be great if we could use this technology to solve this problem? Well, our team, Nutri Personal, created this application, and this application simply shows you the most beneficial and harmful ingredients for your specific medical condition. So going back to the Smiths family, Mr. Smith can now easily buy the right food products for his family without worrying about any of the other potential food hazards. Additionally, Nutri Personal sets itself apart from its competitors by one big factor, in that we're personalized. Our application knows you best.
Okay, so I'll show a quick mock-up demonstration of how it would work. You would download the application from either the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store and open up the app. As you can see, there are three options: to view your personas that you have created, to edit them, or to scan a new item at the bottom. We're going to go ahead and edit a persona to add the condition celiac disease, where you cannot eat gluten. As you can see, we have 4 personas already created, and when you first get the app, it will prompt you to create your first persona. In a persona, we selected Swaytoks, where you can add an allergy, a medical condition, or a personal preference, such as vegetarian. We're going to add celiac disease, confirm this, and then go back to the homepage so we can scan our product. In this case, we'll be scanning this: cashew cherry dark chocolate chewy granola bars. So we will take a picture of the barcode, and the app will scan it and analyze it to get a list of ingredients, and then analyze those ingredients to give us the results. The results will have the product name, a list of beneficial and harmful ingredients for all your conditions. In this case, hard red wheat, oats, rye, and triticale all contain gluten, so they're listed under harmful conditions for CD, celiac disease. It will also allow you to view other ingredients, and it will show you the nutrition facts. Finally, if there's an allergen or something that will go against your dietary preference, there will be a pop-up to ensure that you know that it exists.
In summary, Nutri Personal is an application that shows all the beneficial and harmful ingredients for your special medical conditions. It also shows any ingredients that might cause an allergic reaction or any ingredients that might go against your dietary preference. For example, if you were vegetarian, vegan, or maybe pescatarian.
It will be an easy-to-download and user-friendly smartphone app that will redefine the way you do grocery shopping.
Based on our analysis, we believe that there are at least 75 million people in the US who can benefit from this app.
We believe with the right support, this product can be launched as quickly as September 2014. In today's technological era, we believe Nutri Personal would be a major facilitator for grocery shoppers, as well as a viable resource for people with chronic conditions. Thank you.
That was fascinating. I know that family shopping for my sister is rather similar to that example you gave, so I can definitely see where there would be a need for something like that. All right, next to the stage, we have Sensitive Solutions from Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology from Alexandria, Virginia. Let's please make them feel welcome on the stage. Is here. Are you ready? Thank you.
Good morning. We are Team Sensitive Solutions, and I'm Ramya Radhakrishnan.
I'm Heather Lucas.
And I'm Pooja Chandrasekhar.
Now, when I look into the audience today, I think I can see, just like the name of the competition says, a group of innovators. And I think we can all agree to the fact that we do live busy and hectic lives. And perhaps the most pressing challenge we face isn't one of ability or skill, but in fact one of time. Our lives have evolved into a constant balancing act between activities like school and sports to work and friends. And oftentimes the hardest thing to do is take a step and break out of this bubble. Now I want you all to take a step back and imagine the life of a busy working mother of 3 children. She juggles between a hectic home life of putting food on the dinner table every night and taking her son to his Tuesday basketball practice, and a hectic work life of just making it on time to the 8 o'clock meeting in the morning. And through all of this, she finds that she's spending more time caring for others than she is for herself. And now imagine that she finds out that she's diagnosed with diabetes. And suddenly a sea of questions and concerns overwhelms her, as now she has to find out how she's going to cope with a chronic disease that will affect her for the rest of her life. The most concerning part about all of this is that she's not the only one. Over 5,000 people are diagnosed with diabetes every day, and this number only continues to increase exponentially with the rise of a consumer-based market saturated with processed and fast food options. When we take a look at the leading causes of complications in diabetics, we see among them there is mismanagement of monitoring devices, lack of available information regarding nutrition choices, and the irregular and periodic frequency of monitoring in these current glucose devices. For this reason, our team Sensitive Solutions presents to you Omnisense, a wireless subcutaneous blood glucose biosensor through which we hope that patients will be able to effectively manage diabetes from just the palm of their hand.
Omnisense is a subcutaneous mobile blood glucose monitoring system that allows the individual to easily access their current blood glucose concentrations as well as their blood glucose fluctuations from throughout the day. The implantable sensor continuously measures blood glucose levels using the enzyme glucose oxidase and a transducer, which transforms the chemical signal into a quantifiable electric current. The data is then sent by radio waves to a receiver that may be easily plugged into a smartphone device. The mobile app of Omnisense then automatically stores this information. Based on personal health history of the individual, Omnisense mobile app will create a specified personalized target range for the individual. And if their individual blood glucose levels vary outside of this target range, then the mobile app will alert the user with immediate notifications. The mobile app also provides the user with a variety of health recommendations based on their current blood glucose levels. These recommendations include regard diet, insulin doses, and their lifestyle choices. However, since diabetes management may also seem daunting and overwhelming, the mobile app will also provide the user with the option to directly contact their physician.
Today, the biosensor market is dominated by glucose biosensors, but yet these sensors have several drawbacks. The most common sensor that you all are probably most familiar with is the finger prick test. And the finger prick test, despite it being the most common home glucose monitoring system, provides several disadvantages, among which are the inconvenience that is associated with regular finger pricking, the high lifetime costs that build up due to the need to test at least 6 to 7 times per day, the inability to track blood glucose trends as opposed to the measurement of the glucose levels at isolated points during the day, and the difficulty that most diabetes patients face with interpreting the quantitative data collected by the sensor. Apart from the finger prick test, other glucose monitoring systems also pose similar challenges, such as their high costs. Most of these systems cost over $1,000. The lack of a real-time, dynamic, and continuous glucose monitoring system that can track glucose trends, and the inability to communicate with healthcare providers in times of emergencies. Now, our technology, Omnisense, addresses each of these drawbacks and has several advantages, among which are the fact that it is very low cost, only 1/10 of the regular cost of a traditional blood glucose monitoring system, its longevity, its user-friendly interface, its ability to track glucose trends over time, and immediately notify healthcare providers in times of emergencies by identifying spikes or drops in blood glucose concentrations, immediately contacting emergency physicians.
We invite you to join us in spreading awareness regarding diabetes management and our product Omnisense through our Twitter page, our Facebook site, and our website, which will allow us to provide you more information about our product. In addition, we are currently finishing up beta testing with our application and plan to release it to the mobile, Android, and Apple markets by the end of this year, in addition to obtaining an IP patent on our biosensor. Given Omnisense's cost-effective and self-managed nature, we feel that we will be able to connect on a global scale to developing areas and third world countries, areas in which 4 out of every 5 people are affected by diabetes. In conclusion, with Omnisense, our team, Sensitive Solutions, believes that we can tackle diabetes as an alleviated symptoms as a growing epidemic in a cost-effective and manageable way, all from the palm of your hand. Thank you very much for your time.
Indeed, that was incredibly innovative. Thank you, ladies. Let's give them one more round of applause. And now we bring to the stage the final student presentation of the 2014 Innovation Summit powered by Lockheed Martin. Our final presentation comes to you by Tremor X from the Columbus Academy from Columbus, Ohio. Please make them feel welcome and supported on our stage. Here you go. Please take them out.
Check.
We stand before you today with a simple product that can dramatically improve the lives of 500 million people worldwide. If you think about it, every one of us here has either known or met someone with essential hand tremors. It may have been a grandmother or an aunt or an uncle. You've seen their hand shake as they try to sign their name or hold a cup of tea. In our case, it was a high school friend, and we see her hand shake as she tries to draw or eat.
Now imagine for a moment that you might be in their shoes in a few years. The deep frustration of knowing that there is no treatment that is 100% effective and free from serious side effects. In fact, as you get older, you start noticing your ability to do simple tasks,
slowly slipping away.
This is Esther Chakar, a grandmother from Israel who experiences essential tremors. For Esther, simple everyday tasks, like drinking from a cup of water, are made nearly impossible because of her tremors. She can also no longer pursue her creative hobbies, like drawing and writing, because she can't even draw straight lines. Even dressing herself in the morning is a struggle.
We have heard story after story just like Esther's. Jeff Richards, a computer programmer, struggles with typing at work. And Christy Smith, a young mother of 3, has trouble meeting the demands of her children and is embarrassed in public because of her obvious hand tremors.
These are not isolated incidents either. An estimated 10 million Americans and 500 million people worldwide suffer from essential tremors. Current prescription medication and other treatments like surgery are minimally effective and can cost thousands of dollars.
Now, we'd like to share some personal stories with you.
Some mornings I just wake up and I'm shaking terrible.
I started noticing them when I was mid-high school, so it's been about 20 years.
You don't have any control of it. Your hand just starts going like this.
Essential hand tremors are periodic sinusoidal movements in the hand and forearm.
I can't drink coffee in a styrofoam cup.
I do woodworking, so it was very difficult for that.
And they've definitely gotten worse.
The doctor said, well, yeah, we can give him some medicine, but, pretty much the side effects are probably worse than what the problem is.
Some of them actually made the tremors worse, but none of them made them better to the extent of not having, horrible side effects.
Either they're not able to tolerate the medication, or they had to stop it because of the side effect, or even if they are taking higher dosage of medication, the medication is not working.
That's why we work to develop a risk-free, non-invasive solution to essential hand tremors.
Tremor X uses wires to provide resistance, thereby reducing the periodic sinusoidal movements of essential tremors.
We hope that through media and social networks, Tremor X will be available to patients all over the world.
This is Tremor X, a simple design that reduces tremor amplitude by an average of 65% and is effective in 100% of subjects tested.
The key discovery in our solution was that tremors can be mechanically reduced by adding a counteractive resistance to the flexor and extensor muscles of the hand and forearm. Our initial hypothesis was that by adding a proportional resistive force using elastic materials like rubber bands, hand tremor amplitude could be decreased. To test our hypothesis, we built several prototypes and then measured the amplitude of 6 hand tremor subjects before and after each prototype. Through an evolution of several designs, we discovered that our most effective prototype reduced tremor amplitude by an average of 65%.
Positive feedback that we have received from patients has been staggering. Further, neurologists at the VA hospital in Columbus, Ohio, physicians at Ohio State University, and human design experts have all been extremely enthusiastic and wholeheartedly endorsed Tremor X. We've been inundated with requests for Tremor X from patients from all over the world. This past year, we conducted interviews with NPR, NBC, local radio stations, and local newspapers in order to spread awareness of not only our product, but also the problem. We also have been supported by the International Central Tremor Foundation, who have even featured us on their front page.
We project a very low startup capital. Less than $40,000 would cover our first year of operations. Funds acquired would be used to obtain a patent, optimize our design, and order our first 6 months of product from a manufacturing partner. We would also begin a marketing campaign targeted at the 10 million Americans who suffer from essential tremors. Because Tremor X is inexpensive to manufacture and has such amazing potential for high margins, our business presents an exceptional low-risk, high-return investment.
We have been amazed and humbled by patients who have described how our first-generation Tremor X product has changed their lives. Do you remember Esther Chakar from Israel? We sent her a custom Tremor X glove, and she excitedly reported back that Tremor X finally allowed her to eat and drink without spilling, and that typing, dressing herself, and even drawing were improved. Do you remember Mr. Richards and Miss Smith? We sent them custom Tremor X gloves as well and received similar glowing reviews.
With Tremor X, we can change the lives of essential tremor patients all over the world but we need your help to do this. So we ask the Conrad Foundation and the public to aid us in our journey to stabilize the world, one hand at a time.
Thank you again. Absolutely amazing. It is truly remarkable what these teams have accomplished in the last 8 months. Regardless of the outcome of tonight's awards ceremony, to me, each and every one of these young people are on a trajectory towards success. They have accomplished a feat that many graduate-level students would back away from because it would just be too hard, too complicated, and too much to take on. These young people have exceeded expectations at every stop, and I could not be more proud of every single one of them. So congratulations to all of our teams. Let's give them a big round of applause. Students who presented, as we discussed, you will be heading out with medicine for your team photos. Our judges will be leaving to go and prepare for their private judging sessions. You will leave with Holly Anderson. But before we do that, one last final applause for all of the students who have competed in this year's 2014 Innovation Summit. All right, so before we dismiss, I want to give a few reminders about today's schedule. Lunch will take place at noon in the Zero G Diner. Today's fireside chat by our board president, Jack Green, discussing the intricacies and best practices for obtaining patents. So for those of you who are on the patent path, this would be an excellent opportunity for you to do some Q&A with an expert in the field. We will then have our dinner at 6 o'clock, and the award ceremony will take place at 7. So you do have a little free time today. If you haven't already availed yourself to them, the Space Center Houston tram tours are really a great background, get behind the scenes of NASA and what makes up our America's space program. So again, thank you very much for your attention to our students' program, and we really appreciate your presence today. Thank you.